Hello, my name is Angharad Rudkin and I'm a clinical psychologist, and it's my great pleasure to tell you today about the Split Survival Kit, which is a book that children's author Ruth Fitzgerald and I published last year. And it's a book that's been written for 8 to 13-year-olds, and it's titled 10 Steps for Coping with Your Parents' Separation. What we wanted to do was to write for children going through the journey of their parents' separation in a way that was based on psychological theory and research. And it is a journey going through separation. It's different points that you need to get through, and it's different stages and different phases, and we really wanted to capture this in this book. So we go through, there are many chapters, but we go through the whole journey from the very start. So it starts off, for example, with chapter 1, Help, I Want to Turn Back. And that's acknowledging children's sort of slight despair that this is actually happening to them. And can they just turn the clock back and make it go back to how it was? So in that chapter, we talk about acknowledging and accepting the fact that things are changing and what can they do to deal with that. Then we go on through different chapters of emotional storms, so how to deal with all of the feelings that come up during separation. Then we go on to, so for example, in chapter 5, we talk about the mountain of embarrassment. And this is sort of based on the chats that I've had with children in my clinical sessions with them, where they've talked about not even knowing how to start saying to their friends, their teachers, anybody really in their lives, that actually their parents have separated because they're so embarrassed, they don't know how to talk about it. So this chapter gives them advice on that. And then we go through to all sorts of things such as new crew members and time travelling. So again, sort of especially with the teenagers that I talk to who have gone through a parental separation, they're really concerned about what that means for them and their future relationships as they go ahead. So we acknowledge this and talk about this and explore this in that chapter. And we finally finish with new horizons and bringing together all the things that we've talked about in this book. So it is evidence-based, it is very much influenced by acceptance and commitment therapy, which is a very good and useful and effective therapy model for children and young people. So how could it be used in mediation? Because this is here to celebrate Family Mediation Week. Well, hopefully it could be something that you can signpost parents to read. It can help parents know kind of what kind of things their children are going through. It will be useful for them to have around the house for their children to pick up. But also it can be used chapter by chapter in mediation. So thinking about if the parents come to mediation with a particular issue with their child around anger or sadness or communication, that perhaps you could use some of the tips in the chapters here to talk to the parents about and say, well, have you used this? And maybe we could encourage your child to do that. But hopefully it's just a book that is useful for you, that you can use to signpost families to, but hopefully will give you some sense of what is going on for children as they go through divorce as well. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm on Instagram, I am on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn as Dr. Rudkin. So if you've got any feedback, any questions, please do feel free to get in touch.